Evening. Welcome to the regular meetings, Guadalupe City Council, Tuesday, April 28th, my daughter's birthday, one of them. May we have roll call, please?
Councilmember Costa Junior,
Here.
Councilmember Fernandez,
Here.
Councilmember Villegas,
Here.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Here.
And Mayor Julian.
Here. We have a quorum. Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. The next item 3, is a moment of thanks, appreciation, or condolences. Anyone wish to speak on that?
I'd like to give our condolences to the family of Mario Cuevas, who passed away last week. His family is longtime residents here in Guadalupe, along with himself. Our prayers and thoughts are with his family and his fiancée and their children.
Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, same thing. Okay. And we'll go to item 4, agenda review. Is there a council member that wishes to change the order of business? Got to slow it down. Community participation. Let's see. Not on agenda. Jose Limon. Welcome.
I'm timing myself. 3 minutes.
We'll time you too.
Oh, okay, perfect. My name's Jose Limon. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I got you. Thank you. Okay, my name's Jose Limon Jr. and I'm a new resident here in Guadalupe, the city of Guadalupe, as of February 15th. And this is my first time here. I wanted to come to today's city council meeting because I went to an administrative hearing last Wednesday. I can't remember the date, but it was last Wednesday, where Jack Owens, administrative officer, and I believe it's the supervisor of the water, Jamie Villegas, I think. Can't remember. And the enforcement officer, Josue Maras, were present because I had a violation for tampering with water, the meter at the property. And I was, after the recorded hearing, Jack Owens, the administrative officer, found me as liable for tampering with water service, and the $100 fine stood, which I paid yesterday on the 27th, which was yesterday at the police department. And just wanted to share that with you. I know there's nothing much that can be done. I know Jack hasn't even sent me the written typed hearing that took place last Wednesday, but they said if I wanted to appeal to the city council to talk to you as far as maybe some leniency or whatever can happen. But I just wanted to know that I know I'm at fault. I'm the one that did that, but I just wanted to share that information with you. And if that stands, that stands. It's already paid, but I just thought that was a little bit in bad taste. That was like my introductory welcome to the city of Guadalupe. And I love the small town vibe that you have. And I hope that the farmers market that's coming soon, hopefully happens soon, because I know that's warrantly needed in this small town. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Because it's not on the agenda, it has to be agendized if the council wishes to agendize it. So we can't take any action on that. We hear you. And so does the city administrator, so does the police chief, so does everybody else. So
I'm just curious, how was the water, how did you tamper with it?
I did not, from what I gathered at the citation, which I have on my phone and I have at home, is I did not get, I didn't fill out a form at the water to ask for permission to turn it off. Instead, I just asked the licensed plumber to turn it off without giving the water utility notice.
Right.
So that was as of from what I gathered, that was I'm at fault for not getting the proper documentation and permission. So that's why I was fined.
just a side note, the plumber should know that.
The plumber is from the city of Lompoc.
Doesn't matter. If he's a licensed plumber, he has to do the same thing over there, but we'll bring it, if need be, we'll bring it forward, so.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome to Guadalupe. Sorry you had to.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, just so that it's clear, he said that he hadn't been served with a copy of the order. We'll make sure that he gets it. And if he wants to file an appeal, there's a procedure in the code within 7 calendar days from the date of service.
Okay.
So we'll just so that he knows that.
I thought you said you had it on your phone.
So the citation I was given the citation
All right.
already. I submitted an appeal when I was at the hearing last Wednesday. So I've already done that process, and they said it takes 20 days for me to get the written transcript of what happened at the hearing. So that's the stage I'm at. So.
Like I said, I'll make sure that I have a copy of the order. I don't know why he wasn't served. We'll make sure he's served, and then he'll have 7 days to file an appeal if he wishes.
Okay. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you.
Al, are you on open? Okay, please, Mr. Nunes.
Good evening, Mayor, council members.
Good evening, Al.
I just have a few announcements from the cemetery. The first one is that we're holding a Memorial Day celebration on May 25th at 11 a.m. on the cemetery grounds. Deke Segovia, the post commander for the American Legion, will be taking care of the program. So there's that. Another one is just a general public notice that the cemetery closes at sunset. The board of trustees of the public cemetery, our cemetery district, has put into policy, written policy that we set the hours of operation from 7 a.m. to sunset, excuse me. I have a little app on my phone that dings every time someone goes out there. And so I've been out there at 11:30 at night asking people to please go home. And 99% of the time people have acquiesced and gone home. I've only had 2 people in the last year that put up some resistance, which it was fine. It reconciled. But anyway, for the public, cemetery closes at sunset. And if you do visit the cemetery after sunset, you may see me driving up in my little car asking you to leave. Okay. We have a new website launched. It's guadalupecemetery.com. It's pretty simple to get to. And the last announcement I have is that we have a board vacancy. So if anyone is interested in applying, they can go to the county, Santa Barbara County Board of Supervisors webpage and find the links there, or they can email us at, and this is a reverse of the website, they can email us at cemeteryguadalupe@gmail.com, and we can send them instructions on and the link, and then some minor instructions. And that's all we had. Thank you very much.
Thank you. How do you, what do you have there that pings you?
Oh, it's the security system. We have
W-
cameras
uh,
installed.
okay,
Yeah. So
yeah.
when something trips the camera, it comes to my phone and I look at it, and sometimes it's just an animal. Sometimes it's just a person walking through.
Right.
Other times it's people driving up
sensitive,
at
yeah.
9:30 at night in a crowd and
Well, there's a reason for not being there at night. I mean, there's somebody could be vandalizing, that could,
right.
do
So-
things that aren't
Yeah.
kosher, so.
2 years ago, we had a burglary of our cargo train apparatus, our cargo train structures. And that cost us close to 25 grand to replace all the equipment, and they vandalized some of our trucks that are no longer able to be repaired. But there's that, but there's also, as cemetery grounds are notorious for having uneven surfaces, it's just dangerous to walk
Yeah.
out there, even with the flashlight.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
okay.
so.
All right. Well, thank you for your comments and
Thank you.
information. Is there anybody else out there that? Do you want to speak, David? Okay, okay. All right, the next item is a ceremonial calendar, National Day of Prayer Proclamation. And Councilperson Villegas will read it for us.
All right. It's a proclamation for the National Day of Prayer. Whereas throughout the history of America, we have poured out prayers to the God of hope in times of crisis and celebration, in prosperity and need, in times of war and peace. We have poured out praise to God for all he is. Thanks to God for all he has done. Confession and pleas for forgiveness when we have parted from his word and will, and poured out intercession asking for his heart and hand to move for the sake of our neighbors and nation. Our history is filled with his grace, goodness, and abundant prayers to those, and abundant answers to those prayers. And whereas from the first prayer of our Continental Congress in 1774 to the opening of every session of the House of Representatives and Senate, and throughout hearts and homes across America, the practice of prayer continues to seek God for guidance, wisdom, power, protection, and provision that has preserved hope and united us as one nation under God. And whereas the National Day of Prayer is a public law established in the United States Congress in 1952, approved by a joint resolution and amended by Congress and President Reagan with Public Law 100-307 in 1988, affirming that it is essential for us as a nation to pray, and directs the President of the United States to set aside and proclaim the first Thursday of May annually as the National Day of Prayer. And whereas in our city and across America, the observance of the National Day of Prayer will be held on Thursday, May 7th, 2026, with the theme, Glory God Among the Nations, Seeking Him in All Generations, based on a passionate prayer of thanksgiving, Chronicles 16:24, declare his glory among the nations, his marvelous works among all the peoples. Now there be it resolved that by the virtue of the authority of mayor and on behalf of the city council of the city of Guadalupe, we do hereby proclaim May 7th, 2026 as National Day of Prayer throughout our city, and we commend this observation to our citizens and request that prayers be poured out for our city and for our neighbors as we live, serve, work, and learn together, that we may be filled. Ooh. Excuse me, hang on. Oh, almost made it through. Maybe filled with all, shoot. Okay,
Take your time, take your time.
there's only 5 words left. Maybe filled with all joy and peace. And abound in hope. That's it.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that. It's really necessary in the world, so. Beverly's here to receive that.
Mayor Julian and council members, I want to really thank you for taking the time to develop the proclamation and to read it here tonight. I believe it's a very impactful thing for any city, any county, or even our nation, for the leadership to recognize prayer and how important it is, and the impact that it then has on the city and on the people in this city. So I want to thank you for that. And this is the 75th anniversary of the National Day of Prayer. This is 75 that our nation has been celebrating and declaring over our nation. And it's kind of cool also that it's our 250th anniversary as a nation. So there's a lot of prayer going out this year. Very important things, and as you said, very needed in the world that we live in today. And this scripture is just so pertinent to glorifying God among the nations, and seeking Him, and throughout all generations. Even praying for our young people, for our leadership, for our in schools, businesses and government and family and church. So we will be gathering again. This is our third time in Guadalupe. We'll be gathering again at the veterans in the parking lot there at noontime. And also the Good News Clubs of Guadalupe are going to be meeting around the flagpole. So if you're up early and want to come to the Guadalupe Early Learning Center, they're going to be gathering at 7:25 in the morning. And then at Mary Buren School at 7:45.
Wow.
And Liz Alvarez, who she's a school teacher and also oversees the Good News Club. She's gathering parents and the children, and so they'll be doing that also. So that's really pretty. It says a lot about Guadalupe to have our children, our teachers, seeing the importance of gathering together and praying for our city and for our nation. So thank you. And if it would be possible, if I could leave, we have
Please, yes.
the posters here, and these are from the national organization, and we put our information here, so it will tell people. And we got one English and Spanish, and our noontime presentation will be bilingual also. And I want to thank Councilmember Villegas that she's going to be representing the council and the mayor,
Sure.
the city. So I really appreciate that. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
I know you want to give that to Arnulfo? Then thank you. Any comments? No more? Okay. No, that's touching. Thank you. All right, the next item is a consent calendar. The following items are presented to the city council for approval without a discussion as a single agenda item. Is there a council that wishes to pull any of the 4 items that are noted there? Okay, D, pull that one. I wanted to pull, go ahead, Whitney. B, I'd like to look at just a couple of things on B, which is the warrants. B and D, anybody else? Is there a motion to approve the balance of the consent calendar? That's A and C.
Make a motion to approve the balance of the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes, thank you. On B, I think I've talked to David regarding, regarding PG&E. On page, let's see, 11. No, page 10. There's a cost of 25,679.84. And then on page, which is the other page? Page 29, the bottom of 29 is $107,070.60. And, I know that not all of it's coming from the charge stations, because that was kind of bugging me when people leave their vehicles there all, for hours. And I don't know, I don't have a CV if there's an automatic shut off or,
so the 100 and whatever 7,000 and change, that one includes 2 fees that we had to pay. One was 35 or
okay, so it
39.
picks that up. Okay,
Yeah, so that's for the Highway 1 moving light poles that we had to pay. So that those aren't even included,
okay,
or they're
Yeah.
included, but they're for project costs
okay.
that the city is just responsible for. And then the other one would just be traditional utilities.
What are we looking at in terms of the charging station renovations in turn? I know that at the bus station, at the train station, that's gonna happen when that's finished.
Right, so train station, and some good news on the train station I'll touch on a little bit later, but, so the train station will have pay to charge.
Mhm.
We did get a grant to put pay to charge at the Veterans Memorial.
Right.
But we kind of have to play with our funds at the moment,
Okay.
so, that might be coming later next year, probably. Because we had like a 2-year grant timeframe on that.
Okay,
But the ones at the senior center will get shut down as soon as
These are-
303 is open.
okay,
So that's, within the next
okay,
couple months.
okay. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
And we'll go to item B. That, did I say that right?
I just had a quick question. If I understood the staff report, the Andrew Goodwin Designs, they've been working on an expired contract? And if so, can you explain what happened there?
Councilmember Villegas, other members of the council and the public. No, I can't really explain what happened, and its staff has not been able to determine what happened. It appears that I explained it in the staff report is all the information I had. It was sent to the city manager's office. He doesn't usually get them.
Not this one.
No, not Mr. Trujillo, it was Mr. Bodum. And it never left, I guess, or it didn't find its way to where it needed to go. And I guess after the staff report was submitted, I saw something from the city engineer who said that he hadn't, I can't remember what it was, but he had not done something correctly too. He didn't catch it soon enough, or he had sent it to Todd. I can't remember, but there was a definite mess up on that. The work needed to be done, obviously, but it didn't get processed accordingly. So, I mean, it's after the fact. So we're asking you to ratify that. We don't, staff does not have a good reason. I will say it did not go to Mr. Brandberry. If it had, he would have processed it as he has processed all the other ones, but he didn't receive that one.
So just quickly,
Sure.
would Andrew, the company, design company, normally send it to Thomas and then he sends it to the city manager, city administrator? Was that
No,
the
he
flow?
would process it as the project manager. He wouldn't send it to the city manager.
Oh, I see.
I think it got sent to the city manager by Andrew Goodwin, designed by someone that didn't understand where it was supposed to go. I didn't track that down. I mean, I didn't contact Mr. Goodwin's office to find out what happened on their end. Well, it was the only time that ever happened, and I guarantee it will not happen again.
Put that in the minutes, please.
I'll see to it personally. So will David.
Any further questions? Is there a motion to approve B and D?
No motion to approve items B and D on the consent calendar.
Is there a second? Second?
second.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. All right, thank you. Next item is management reports, city administrator for information only. David.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, and community members. Friday, we received our ballot box. It's out front by the mailbox where it was before. So that's back on track, thanks to the hard work from like Christina and our Councilmember Hernandez and Juana pushing on the county to get that back. We received a $2,500 donation from Mechanics Bank for the Royal Theater.
Wow.
So we're still racking in the dough. So with the Royal Theater construction, a lot of stuff is still kind of just continuing as it has been. They're still working with the historical architect. They have some stuff submitted to National Park Service to verify that we're going to be able to maintain the historical classifications once we do the front wall remodel. Let's see, there's still some it's asbestos essentially in the lobby roof that we're waiting on, but we can't demo that until the front wall, it kind of just waterfalls all together. They're still doing some structural review on some steel to get that going for the roof along the main structure. There's getting ready to pour the south pad. So that would be the one closest to the Alvarez property.
Right.
Sometime next week, hopefully. As long as the footers and rebar and everything pass inspection. So that's the plan on that. There is like one more piece of documentation we need to submit for the Caltrans permit. So with the Caltrans permit, it's almost like everybody was talking to a bunch of different people. And then we finally narrowed it down to the right person. And that right person said, hey, you need this, 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 and this. And so now they were waiting on one piece of documentation today that they expect to have sometime tomorrow. So expecting submittal on Thursday. And then, fingers crossed we get that as fast as possible. And then Las Mujeres is moving along fantastic. They're getting concrete. Areas are starting to get paved. A lot of stuff on the northwest side is closest to being like finished grade, stuff like that. It's a lot of the areas where nothing's going, primarily like the main grass area.
Right.
They were finishing up some waterline stuff. They got some grading for the barbecue pits going. They've been in contact recently with the skate park construction team. Once that kicks off, that's going to take about 3 months to complete, just dedicated for the skate park itself. But we did get kind of like some bad news. Because of all the rain and stuff, it's pushed it out. So we're still looking at instead of hopefully a midsummer, late summer open, we're looking like early fall, just to make up for lost days. And then we have a maintenance period that we generally want to go through, so that we can let shrubbery kind of blossom and see if anything breaks in the meantime. Why we still kind of have like a warranty. 303 is moving real good. They got one entrance done. They got like a lot of the curbs and gutters up, getting ready for asphalt, hopefully sooner than later. They're working on what kind of fencing or gate to put in right now. Having to do some redesigns and stuff. So, but they're hammering through that. And then the good news with Amtrak, we got our encroachment permit today.
Oh, good.
So hopefully sooner than later, we'll be able to start construction. It's going to be kind of, if they want to try to phase it instead of do like a full on, because they're still waiting on PG&E and Frontier to get their encroachment permits. So, that's kind of out of our hands, but as far as us, we're finally ready. Let's see. So Highway 1 construction, we've seen it. It's starting to, we've seen all the surveyors out there. And they're starting construction tomorrow. That one kind of caught me off guard. I thought it was a little bit further down the lines.
Yeah.
They're going to start at 166 and 1 and then work their way north. They're going to start primarily shoulder work, curbs, gutters, not street work. But that's all the information I have on that as of right now. But they are going to have traffic control plans and flaggers out there and all that kind of stuff when they actually do start to protrude into the street. They're going to be starting on the east side, so the side with no sidewalk. So that's going to be their main focus as of their starting point. And then they will be flip-flopping back and forth,
Right.
each side, making their way north. So that is the end of my report.
And what are they doing there?
What's on there?
What are they doing on Highway 1?
They're doing curbs, gutters. It's ADA accessible improvements.
Yeah, yesterday I saw probably 6 Caltrans trucks there. They were really, really at it. And then the bridge, it's amazing what they're doing at the bridge side with the big lifts they've got there and
Yeah.
the water they have to fight coming from the farmers on the north side. So we're gonna be busy here for the next 3 or 4 years, which is good. Any? I know. Yeah, really, they should. Any questions of Todd?
I do.
I'm Todd,
Mayor.
sorry. David, any questions of David?
I have a question. I was riding my bike yesterday on the east side, and the surveyors were in my lane. So I was having to merge out of traffic. Is there any way, I know that in the mornings, that's where our kids are walking, unfortunately, where there is no sidewalk. But hopefully they just have a plan and be mindful that there is, just because they had their surveying equipment, just their back.
So I would say the bike lane being blocked off, that's kind of on them. But as far as children walking on the east side of the street where there's no sidewalk, that might be like a legal question. I think you're only supposed to commute on the side with the sidewalk. So I would encourage parents to make sure their kids stay on the side where there's a sidewalk in general, just so that they do have that additional safety measure. But I will bring it up to the engineers doing the project to
I
make sure
appreciate
that they're
that.
putting
Sometimes
out
I have my
enough stuff.
children and being on that bike ride is part of our safest area. So if they can just be mindful of that. I had a couple questions. Are we experiencing any internet outages? I know that I'm seeing them a lot at my house, but is that impacting City Hall employees here? What
It
does that look like?
hasn't impacted City Hall. We had some complaints last week. Thursday, we are meeting with the local representative to kind of discuss what Charter's plans are to kind of alleviate these internet issues we've been having lately.
Okay, awesome. If we can get an update on that, that would be great. Every quarterly, the leadership meeting is held every quarterly month of the year. And so it is for leadership team members, so like a city admin, the mayors, and they just shared that they haven't seen a presence from Guadalupe. I'm wondering if that would be something that you'd be interested in connecting with other leaders from different cities, as we're going to see big impacts in regards to HR challenges, and just having that communication open. I think it would be very fruitful.
Yeah, I've already been in touch with the county manager last week, as well as solving to start going to the monthly city manager meetings, as well as the quarterly Office of Emergency Services meetings.
Okay, that's great. I know that I kept getting dinged on and they say Guadalupe's miss, Guadalupe's miss. So want to make sure that we're on those spaces to elevate any issues. And then my third question, I guess, when are we going to get an update in regards to the transition for the project manager for the Royal Theater?
So that was kind of slowed because our engineer took a 3-week vacation. So now that he is back, him, myself, and Tom can kind of get together and come up with a ball plan to make a transition. Right now, our biggest issue is going to be funding, because the city engineer is $190 an hour. His number 2 is about $155 an hour, and Tom $75 an hour. So if you're just doing math, it doesn't make financial sense to take that responsibility away from Tom. But it's something that we definitely need to look into and see if there's a way that we can kind of come up with a plan to increase community information and project completion.
Okay, thank you. I know in regards to that Caltrans permit, just hearing different things going on, it would be great that there's just like one central person and everyone.
You know,
going
traditionally that permit would have been handled by the contractor that took over the project, not by the project manager. It would have been their project manager, whoever that company has. So that's kind of he said, she said, shoulda, coulda, woulda everybody thought that this person was doing it or that person was doing it, and it just fell through the cracks.
I just read an email and it just kind of shared that. It seemed like it was a city of Guadalupe, and
Mm.
so that's why I share that. Thank you.
Just by the way, they have the mayors and city administrators meetings. I meet twice a month with all of them. And to add another one, unless you want to take one of my take one of my position, I'll go to that one. Well, that's SPCAG, North County Steering Committee. That meets once a month, so does SPCAG, and then on every other month, it's APCD. So I have a life, and I like to play golf once and again and work on the fields, and to go to Santa Barbara or to go to other places makes it a little tough. So.
Yeah, that's why I asked them, David, if he would be able to
Yeah,
join in and make sure that
yeah,
we're
he
included
carry-
in those
he'll carry our hat,
conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have two different ones going. We have one on the agenda that's an appointed one by you guys, and then we have the one.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
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 Just add that to your repertoire. Any further questions of David? Okay, Chief, Director of Public Safety.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, council, staff, and our citizens here. As far as police, right now, we're still working within our contractor on the public safety webpage redesign. They've met with Garrett, and it is really nice, some of the stuff that is going on there. A lot of stuff will be linked in so that way we can also do social media and get information out faster, and people will be able to kind of do like a one-stop shop, even looking at the aspect of sorry for the gentleman, but paying fines on that website. So we're working that, and we'll be working with finance and everybody else, but that project's going ahead pretty good. We did receive some negative news concerning the city hall and police generator. We were always told that it was purchased, and it's they're ready to go and put them in, and we had a time frame which I sent out. Tried calling, and then I went to the location twice. They have been closed down. All the markings on the door have been taken off. So right now we feel a person has absconded. David and I kind of talked about it. It's one of those things too that we looked at is we were to get a grant from the state and federal for the generator out in front, but that money never came. That was supposed to be for reimbursement. So there's nothing to pay back there. And then the other one, we had a grant from 1805 that paid a partial. And so we'll be working with our city administrator on how we rectify some of those things. And also possibly, hopefully with the city attorney, we can go after this company. So I just want to give you an update that those
What are we
aren't
talking
coming.
about numbers?
Like dollar amount for the generators? So I think one was 60-ish and one was 40-ish.
We had a grant for $48,000 that paid for that. And then we also had $50,000 from the COVID
Okay,
funds,
ARPA.
yeah.
ARPA funds. That was in 2022 that was expended. So that's where those funds are as far as what we spent.
Okay. Well, we have some nice cement pads, so.
Yes, sir, we do. And then on the flip side too is that I'm glad we have our finance director and our city administrator. We're finally moving forward. I think I've CC'd you
Right.
on the FEMA reimbursements. That's a nice chunk of changes.
Can you go
get that.
elaborate more so everybody?
For those who are not here, we had the flooding in 2023 in Pioneer Street. and we had flooding issues at Leroy Park. And then also at the city wastewater treatment plant. Then we also had to house over 50 individuals here in our gym area. Something that really impacted the city, and it really showed how we came together. And the South County kind of came up and really saw how a city who didn't have the financial resources as part of the South County, how we got a lot of donations. People came together, citizens came out outstanding. So we worked, we had to do cleanup at Leroy Park that was flooded. There was a lot of grading and trash and water cleanup. But we did all our documentation there. And then we had documentation as far as for the wastewater treatment plant and some of our other drainage that we had to clean out, and also for the housing of the individuals that were displaced. So as a city, we made sure all our paperwork was done. We turned everything in. It's just a matter, there were some signatures that were not taken care of, and some receipts that FEMA did not get, but they have been working with us. And I think right now, Eli reached out from finance. From the email I saw, they're going to be communicating with the state so that we can really find out exactly what they're missing in our package. And I think our total was close to $800 something thousand.
It's up there.
That it is there. And we have all our paperwork. It's just a matter of signing and getting everything done and putting everything back. So that's a nice ray of sunshine that's just around the corner, and getting that completed, unfortunately, since 2023. But federal government works slow.
Well, it was good that Mr. Martinez just said, call me. Let's talk on the phone instead of the email that just goes all over the place. Then somebody takes a vacation and gone. So thank you, Chief, for that.
Yeah,
For
he
that, but go
stepped
ahead.
up. The California Office of Emergency Services contacted me, and they're calling throughout the state, but they're trying to get all commitments for the Summer Olympics and the soccer. So they're just trying to pin down as far as personnel for best case and worst case scenario, that we're prepared if we have to roll. So I'm designating equipment and personnel for worst case scenario. So everyone's packing their go bags if they have to go, but they also understand our first priority is here. So we'll make sure that we have a plan to take care of home. And if we can, we'll respond to mutual aid only if we can. And we'll make sure that we make all the proper notifications here in the city with council and city administrators and HR and finance. Everyone has to be included to kind of do a check off. So we make sure that not only our equipment is accounted for, but so are our people. I had the pleasure to attend a police chiefs and sheriffs wellness workshop, training on PTSD and wellness for chiefs officers. It was kind of nice. There was only 6, and they only do it twice a year. And they knew that I ditched them the first time, and they called me out on it. And I'm going to throw it out there. I appreciate our council person, Villegas. She understood what we had to go through last time, and to help an officer. And thing we found out, sometimes we do forget about department heads, and they get all the information, but they don't get help themselves. And so this was very, very helpful. And I appreciate HR who kept checking on me, and Mr. Mayor for making sure that that was okay. Those things really meant a lot. We updated our crime statistics report. We got direction from council. And so now we'll also show not only what happened last month, but the previous month. So there's a nice comparison. And so we're going to go forward with that. And I think it does show a better picture not only for our community, but for us so that we can deal with staffing and where we need to place personnel. Working with the planning department. I think we just received 3 food truck business licenses. And they're working on getting us a copy of the license and the permit so that when the officers do contact, we know what we're looking for when we ask, do you have a license and so forth. So we're doing some internal training so we understand where these things can operate, and especially if they're in our parks and we don't know, and they're holding tournaments and kind of making money. We want to make sure we have the proper procedures so that we're just not telling people, leave. If we're going to seize equipment, monies and so forth, we want to make sure that we're doing it properly. For the fire department, again, we're also doing that commitments with the state to make sure we know what our personal equipment for if we have to do any kind of assistance with the Olympics. We've been requested, which is kind of interesting, to complete an RFP at the Santa Maria Airport. Right now, we do have the contract for law enforcement services, but then they asked, they would like to combine with fire services. We talked about it as a management group, and one thing was brought to our attention from HR and finance, want to make sure that even though there's administrative fees that come back approximately between 27 to 30%, we want to make sure that all costs are covered. And so I'm looking at this, and I got to complete it within a couple of weeks. And so everyone will kind of take a look at it, and we'll go through the numbers. And Eli is a numbers person. I'm finding that out, and I appreciate that. And rightfully so, making sure that we're doing it right and the monies are correct. I was present at the all the county fire chiefs. We had a discussion with the Santa Barbara CEO concerning the ambulance contract. We were looking at our budget, and we are not receiving revenue that we used to, because that was kind of pushed out of the contract that AMR has. So all the fire chiefs we met, and we're discussing with the county. They're going to do another RFP supposedly to kind of open it up, and so that each city will have a voice over the contracts and as far as revenue and funding coming back. So we're hoping to work so that we do get some funding as our citizens are utilizing the ambulance service. And then the official letter from ISO was sent out with the city rating correction, again, from 10 to 5. So still working with the insurance companies, but letting them know that I got that email from ISO rep. Everything has been changed, and they're just sending out the official letter. And like I said before, and I appreciate Council Member Fernandez, we do have everything online, which was a basic thing that we did not even look at. And so for the future, all the documents are there online. So predecessors will be able to look and make sure that we do not get caught again and everything gets taken care of. The tobacco grant information was provided to me from Councilman Hernandez. I've looked at this, and we have applied 4 times in the past to get the grant, and we've been denied. And I'm looking at the grant, the pros and cons. The only thing as a difference is they've taken out we try to go, at least the sheriffs and everybody else, they went with the school resource officer and doing in-school type of enforcements. That has now been prohibited. But I see a workaround by looking at this grant that we'll be able to work with. And I just got information from our city administrator that we're working with Barbara, another grant individual. So I'll be reaching out soon, because this grant is going to be closing in a couple months. We'll still use the same formats, but we'll be looking at a different angle to try to do tobacco awareness. They want to stay away from the enforcement word. So it's tobacco awareness. And then 2 is with this web design, most people did not know how to file a complaint or a form, a report of concern concerning code compliance. And with the web design, we have it on the web, but it's kind of hard to find right now. And so it'll be easier, be able to find in police and fire that you can now just do it right online. And with the system that that's available on there, you don't even have to ask where it goes or guess. You just put your complaint in and it automatically will send it to police, fire, or to code compliance. And also, if no one from one of those departments does any action within 5 to 6 days, a tickler comes to my email saying that it has not been addressed. And I can look at every code compliance on one sheet to see exactly what status it is. And so that way, if any citizens call in or wants to make inquiries concerning it, we have the exact information. If it's been closed, it's been open. And that's the part of the loop that we've really lost. People would call in and complain. We'd kind of go out and do it, but no one got back to the citizen who made the actual complaint. So they never knew, did you guys do anything with it or not, or what happened? And that's a fault that we had that now we'll be able to take care of and be able to get that information back to people as far as what happened with their initial complaint. And as far as emergency preparedness, we've got a lot of requests to kind of do some things, but it's a matter of personnel and getting things done. And monthly committee assignments. I think it's just like what the mayor kind of saying is there's a lot out there from the hospital board, police chiefs association, fire chiefs, emergency managers, again, the hospital board, and still working the donors. We're staying busy. So with that, that's my report. Sorry for taking so long. Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council.
Any questions for the chief?
Chief, I have a question. For the code compliance report of concern, is that for noise complaints as well? And can they be anonymous?
Yes, it's any kind of complaint, and I'll know who it is, but it can still be anonymous.
Okay. And so if somebody, my neighbor, say he had loud music, I put it in, that would a police may respond to that.
And what I said is there's 2 things to look at. If you got something that's occurring now, that's calling the police right now. But if it's fireworks or, yard work, or they're just having something on a regular basis, like a live band, and we just didn't catch it that night, put that complaint in. It tells you all the information. So it gives us time to make a plan together and see who's really going to handle that. And then we can do some follow-up.
Awesome. I'm really happy to see that you're attending these wellness workshops. I think it's important for our fire and our police. In Santa Maria, they have where they have a week where they just talk about mental health in the fire. But I'm wondering if that's something that you might consider in the fire and the police, where there's 1 week dedicated in regards to mental health. And it's something you could think about, nothing that, but I just think that it would be important just to have like time in there in the year where you guys can talk to your.
That, let's put it this way, and our former HR director knows, yes, I can be hard-headed and stubborn and not take that advice. And the mayor knows that too. I don't, but I found out that how much that is needed, not only for personnel, but for myself, stuff that we take for granted. And so I'm working with this company, 1805, they're putting together a $10 million grant to be able to pay this company that's in Newport, so that the cities will not have to pay any money, and we can send people there to get assistance. Plus, through JPIA, we also have that. So our current HR, she does a wellness check, at least I know in the police department, on a regular basis. And And she was in my office this morning because I wasn't feeling good the other day. And so we're doing those things, and it's one of those things. And I appreciate, I'm going to say Amelia, but I do mean Councilperson Villegas. This is coming to the light, and I think you know that too. This is one of those taboos no one talks about, and we get a lot of people hurt, leave work, and it's costly. So yes, I'd like to talk with you more about that, because we don't have enough people to kind of do that on a regular basis, because we need them at work, but we do need to find a method.
I think there's national dates that every department just goes off. So I'll look, do some research and share that with you. And then
Thank
I
you.
just wanted to highlight that Hancock is hosting a women's fire camp May 30th. And I want to say that it's ages for women ages 15 through 18, and it's 9 to 5. In case you know any girls, or maybe we can share with the local schools to get more women interested.
And that's exactly why we're trying to do this website, because we're losing out on so much information. I have the flyer on my desk, and I've been talking with the stores if I can put it like in their windows, but we have so many young kids here that are missing out on those opportunities because we don't have a mechanism to really get the word out and to share it. And so I have it, and so I'm dropping some off at the schools also. Thank you.
Quick question. How was the car wash?
Yeah.
It was pretty good. I was out there, and I saw these fire personnel, and I'm thinking, where do we get them all? They came from the academy. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was like, man, we are, either David's paying some money I don't know anything about, or it was packed. It went really good. But then I called over the on-duty police officers, and so they help with traffic control to kind of guide visitors to the car wash if they needed it or if they didn't need it. So that was really good. And then there was a fundraiser for a gentleman who lost his leg over at the Two Guys Pizza. So it was going up and down the street, plus two. Young lady was selling cupcakes. So I had to drop off $20 there to kind of help them out. So that's what makes it so special. I'm glad you bring that up. We don't do that enough, because we do so much Monday through Friday, but this is when the thing is really ticking on Saturday and Sunday. You drive down, and we all got to participate. Even those who's walking, who gets upset with me so I don't run them over. I do appreciate that. And our bicyclists families also that I see on the weekend.
Okay. Any further questions of Chief? All right, next item is our Human Resources Manager, Sylvia.
Thank you, Mayor, council members, staff, and community. Let me just clarify that this HR knows how stubborn you are as well. Update on recruitment. We do have to reopen the fire captain position. However, that is on a temporary hold, and I'll have more information on that hopefully with my next update. We just received a resignation today for the building attendant position, but talking with David, I believe we'll put that on hold temporarily as well. The grant funded, the two positions that we have for that are grant funded for the maintenance worker one, we're still filtering through those applications, so that one's going to probably take a while on that. Workers' comp, we did have 3 injuries last month, and unfortunately, we were not able to accommodate modified duty for any of those. So a couple of them were placed on temporary disability, and one remains out. And we do have one this month to date as well. We do have the CPR training tomorrow, which will include first aid, fire extinguisher, and safety as well. We do have about 21 employees enrolled in that, and that'll be an all-day training tomorrow. I did get some information from Philip about changes to the recent changes in California that were actually
January of 2026, including SB 827, where they've expanded the training requirements for ethics for local government agencies to include management and some supervisory positions as well in both ethics trainings and financial responsibility. Good news is JPIA already has that in their program, so we'll be able to take that either online or in person. So no additional cost to hire somebody to come out and train us for that. Just a couple of updates. Job descriptions, we've started to look at those as a team, just to kind of give them a once over and make sure that the duties are actually aligned with what they're doing and what the city needs. Probably no major changes. We just want to take a look at them and make sure that everything is kosher. And we will have an opportunity to get those put up on the website as well. And I think that's it.
Any questions, Sylvia? All right, we'll go to Recreation Services Manager, Arnulfo.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members, city staff, and citizen. Welcome. Last year we had a great month in Parks and Rec. We had our movie night, which was well attended. We're looking to bring that back for the summer. Right now we're on a hiatus to gear up for our summer. We got a packed summer. We also saw our Joe Harris basketball tournament classic, which was very fun and very I'd say thrilling on a personal level. And Joe Harris was my start into basketball, at least locally. So it was great. It was really it's just satisfactory, but that's not a good enough word. But to bring that kind of tournament, to don Joe Harris's name, who's done a whole lot in our community as far as recreation as a whole. So that was very fun. Looking forward to bring that again next year. We also had our first poetry jam of the month. This one again, well attended. It's growing as well as being very sustainable for the core group, but we'll get members outside of the area, which is really cool to see that kind of grow, because it's not like something like, hey, I don't know, you can't really force somebody to come to a poetry jam. So it's like, oh wow, you're interested? Okay, cool. Which I'd also like to note, we have a poetry jam coming up on May 15th, and that will be our second one of the year, and we're really looking forward to it. I encourage anybody who would like to come and join us. We have a table of sweets, some free coffee. If you come and join us, just to listen in on your neighbor spill his guts out, or if you would like to spill your guts out, we'd appreciate it. Not many spaces do, but we do. We also saw the conclusion of, I guess the first ending of our pottery or ceramics program here in town, which if you guys could see some work displayed in our City Hall lobby case. We're looking to start that program back up. It will be starting on May 7th, so it's next Thursday. Spots are filling up, but we still have a few spots left for the kids class, which will start at 3 p.m. run till 4:30 p.m. And we also have spots left for our adult class, which will be running from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. And let's see. We also, I'd also like to note, this weekend we have our Cycle Mania celebration. We'll be happening at Leroy Park starting at 10 a.m. We have free food for participants. We have a face painter. We have bounce houses. We have some giveaways, all thing bikes. We're really excited for this one. And at 12 p.m. we'll have a community bike ride through town and return. Should be really fun. Hope to see y'all out there. I'd also like to note that we have our Mother-Son Dance coming up in a couple weeks, May 16th. Tickets are hot, so please get them sooner than later. Yeah, really excited about that one as well. I also would like to note that and I guess I'll first thank you to all the donors, all the community members who have donated towards our baseball field. getting revitalized. Really excited about that. And that's just been awesome to see all the support that's poured in for that. And that and thank you, Mr. Mayor's done a big part of that as well. And so really excited for that to come to fruition. We have kids signing up, but I really want to reach out to all the adults. We need some coaches. So if you guys are interested, please, if you don't know how, reach out to myself or office. But it's the same way as you'd register your child on the gojurygiants.org. Again, let me know if you guys need any help, but please sign up for that as well.
Do you have any numbers on that, on the signups?
We have a little over 35 kids signed up so far.
And that's softball or baseball, or what do you know? Or
It's out of the whole pool, 35 total. It's both softball and baseball.
okay. All right, good. Yeah, if anybody wants to help, they need to contact me through, they can call Juana's office and they can leave a note about what we're doing. There's about about three of us that are working on the field almost intently. Also city staff is helping with that too. We although they broke a water line today, but that's that happens. Okay, got that one. We cut some trees down, but anyway, it's looking good. We're looking at additional infill turf, and I've got some information on that. So, and actually keeping track of the cost and of the things that were purchased, and letting the donors know where we're at with it, because it's important. If someone's giving us some resources, then we need to, come through with what we're doing with their money. So, any questions of Arnulfo?
Just clarification, the ride on Saturday, what time does it start?
The ride will take place at 12 p.m.
Oh, got it. Okay. Is there any way you could do an updated flyer? I know last year we started the ride at 10, and so I've been sharing the ride is at 10 since it says 10 to 1. But is there any way that maybe you could do like bike ride 12 o'clock so I could share it with others?
Yeah, I could get updated.
Okay, that was my fault. And then I do see on your minutes for the commission that
Yeah.
you guys wanted to follow up on Richard Akoa. I know that he did move out of Guadalupe. Hopefully you guys found that information. Okay. Cool.
Is there a call for a replacement? Or do we need to call for the replacement?
Yeah, we're looking to put that call in.
Okay. Is that on our website in terms of looking for recreation commissioner?
Not as of right now.
Well, that needs to be. So if you can do that,
Yes, sir.
okay. All right, any further questions?
Question?
Sure.
Oh, go ahead.
On the minutes, Arnulfo, item number 6, regarding holding citywide nominations and having a plaque of some sort made to honor the women at for Las Mujeres Park annual women honoring ceremony. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So back when we were kind of putting together potential names for the renaming of Central Park, then once we got the hold or decided on the name Las Mujeres, we thought it would be really cool idea to have an honoring ceremony every year for we discussed whether it should be one person or a group of people. We came up with we thought it'd be better to, honor a group of people rather than just single out one person each year. So we haven't decided anything for sure yet, but we think it would be nice to hold, citywide nominations, local women only, and some sort of criteria to be met to be nominated. But like I said, each year we'd have a celebration at the park honoring these women, and then having a potential plaque that will have their names placed, on there.
Has this been publicized at all so people know to make nominations if they choose to?
It will be once we decide on like criteria and exactly what we're looking for the actual celebration. Right now, it's kind of more of an idea phase and trying to finalize that.
That would be a good idea to actually bring it to the commission and start that criteria process so people know ahead of time. Maybe by the time the park opens, we can have that ready, so,
And then we would bring that to you as well, correct?
yes,
To council.
good point. Do you have a question?
It's a hypothetical question maybe for Phil. Um, if someone serves on the city council, can they also serve on the Parks and Rec Commission?
Yes, the short answer is yes, because it's, well, actually, sorry.
Yeah, I know. So it might be.
It's not the council does appoint the members, so let me look into that for you.
Okay, I might apply because I'm there anyway. So
I was thinking it's because it's not a supervisory thing, but the council could remove the members, so
okay, yeah, let us know.
I'll let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Good question. All right, where am I now? Regular business, change in primary presentation, representative member to the Central Coast Water Authority.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, and citizen. This is kind of, I think, what you alluded to a little bit earlier. So we're recommending that the mayor nominate an individual to be the primary CCWA representative for the city. Councilmember Furness is currently the alternate. It was my predecessor, but since he has since left, we're hoping that you nominate somebody to essentially fill that role. It does meet once a month. It's the fourth Thursday of every month at 9 a.m. in Buellton. There's no fiscal impacts. It's kind of a way for somebody within council or leadership in general to go and get some information from the board and bring that back to council. Again, it was my predecessor, but it would be nice if somebody from council would like to take on the primary role. But
If Whitney
not,
doesn't want to do it, then I would recommend you.
all right.
That's my opinion. In a second. For you, okay, all right. Okay. Okay.
In the mail, checks in the mail.
Take it out of my mouth.
I'm gonna be sitting out there with the little cups.
Well, we need a motion on that.
Yes.
Is there a motion to appoint Ms. Villegas as our primary on the water board?
I make the,
Ooh, okay.
I'll make a motion to appoint Councilwoman Villegas as primary for the water board.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? My only discussion is to make sure that that electric vehicle is ready for her to go there, because it's 45 miles.
Maybe I'll do it.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say, do we reimburse for mileage? Like
You
if she
can,
were to
but
take
if
her,
we have a city
Got it.
vehicle, then it's a lot easier, as long as she knows how
that
to
makes sense.
turn it on, because it's confusing for me anyway. Okay. There's a motion on the floor. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. Thank you, Amelia, for doing that. All right. Where are we now? Keep losing my agenda. Here it is. It's item 13, establishing the classification and job description for maintenance supervisor. Sylvia.
Thanks again, Mayor, Council, staff, and I can't see if anybody's there. This item creates a new maintenance supervisor classification in the Public Works in an existing range, a CIU range of 205A. In talking with David and the team, with the workload that is increasing and the multiple projects that we have, and soon to be added, the 2 grant-funded maintenance worker 1 positions, we believe that we're at a point where we need to have more consistent day-to-day first-line supervisory help with coordination and keeping things running smoothly. Right now, the responsibility is shared amongst the staff, and creating this role will help bring more structure and oversight to the team. Some of the duties summarized from the job description, will focus on including planning work, organizing, supervising the staff, and helping oversee maintenance activities across the street, parks, and facilities. Oversight of contracts for routine facility and park maintenance and some minor upgrades. We've shared this job description with SEIU, and they're supportive of the proposal. Using an existing salary range also helps to maintain the internal consistency. If this position is filled, the estimated annual cost fully loaded will be $129,000. Staff is recommending approval of this resolution to add this classification to the city's plans. And I believe David would like to speak as well.
Yeah, so when you look at how the city's public works is structured overall, it's very unbalanced, right? You have a public works director who's essentially in charge of everybody. However, your regulatory items, your water, wastewater, have a supervisor, but then there is no first line supervisor for anything else, right? That creates an imbalance as far as operational efficiency. And then creating a first line supervisor like this, it bridges that gap, right? Because especially now, since we don't plan to hire a public works director, so you look at a public works director, you're looking at $250K a year, right? Fully loaded. This right here is $100K less. And potentially somebody that works here could get this job, which would in turn eliminate another position that we could throw in the cost savings. So it kind of counterbalances itself potentially. And then, you know, you're looking at $6 an hour more for than like a lead, you know, so you're a little bit more than 5%, which is kind of the basis on a supervisory position in government, kind of, at least from what I've seen. And then it gives us the ability to restructure public works in general from the maintenance staff. It will give you a top cover that can then branch down and have maintenance staff in a whole versus something that's streets or parks and facilities. It makes it to where, because the maintenance worker 1 and 2 are flex as far as in their series, so they can do either one. And now you're giving a top cover that can do either one, right? Whereas before all you had was a public works director. So this balances everything and then gives you a structured chain of command, right? That gives and then that makes it to where, you know, for myself, my benefit would be I only have to deal with 3 people versus 13 people. So it kind of branches that chain of communication between leadership and executive leadership. So that's kind of the way. There is another position that's already created. However, that position is more in line with a deputy public works or whereas it's over water and wastewater and not maintenance. So it's kind of, again, lopsided where there is no first line supervisor for maintenance specifically. So this is creating that.
But I think it's a great idea. I think that then you can actually cross-train folks and you don't have to talk with whose responsibility is this, whose responsibility is that. With that supervisor, then they say, well, you folks are responsible for that, especially with you know, you have the senior center, the parks, the vets building, this building. There's just a lot that needs to happen. That
Right.
needs supervision. So,
And then I think there's like a little bit of something that a lot of people don't think about as far as enticing people to want to come here is career progression,
yeah, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
You know, you come in as a maintenance worker 1 or 2, you almost stovepipe immediately, you know, so this here gives a career path that can not necessarily keep them here, but it creates that progressive responsibility so they can elevate to another location if they so choose.
And the priority is in-house so far. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't, I'm sure Sylvia kind of probably feels the same way. Amelia, you know, whenever you're hiring a new position, you kind of generally fly it in-house.
Sure.
And then if you don't get any bites, then you take it
Okay.
external. That's the way I've always seen it in the past and done it in the past.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. Any questions?
You said that there were three folks that you would interface with if there was a maintenance supervisor. What are the other two departments that would have the supervisors? You said wastewater and then
Water.
water. Okay. And so those are the three main departments that the public works director
Correct.
is in charge of essentially.
Well, yeah.
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 Okay, because under maintenance is the streets and parks, is that correct?
Yeah, so maintenance includes streets, parks, and facilities.
Yes, I'm making a little flow chart, so I'm understanding. And you said water and wastewater already have a supervisory position. Maintenance is the only one that doesn't.
Right.
Thank you.
Please. Okay.
You may have answered this already, David, but right now there are two leads, right? There are two leads, one in streets and one for facilities and parks. Okay.
Correct.
And hypothetically, one or both will apply for this position. Hypothetically, one will be chosen. Will you backfill?
No.
So there will be a maintenance supervisor and a lead of either side.
Correct.
And the maintenance workers 1 and 2 who had reported to whichever lead is promoted reports directly to the maintenance supervisor, or is there any switch to the lead?
Well, no, I mean, it would still be a progressive reporting structure because you would have a lead still, which would be essentially your job site, right? Supervisor at that job site. But then you would still have a supervisor that had overarching leadership so that they are doing all the contract management for, say, pest control at the parks. They're doing all this kind of stuff, not just doing work. So it gives them an administrative side as well versus strictly only working. So, like the newest hire doesn't go complain straight to the supervisor. They would complain to the lead.
Okay, yeah, let
And
me back up a second. I'm just visualizing an org chart, that's all.
Yeah,
You
perfect.
have a maintenance supervisor, and again, hypothetically, one of the two leads becomes that person. Then you have a lead, which previously had streets. You had a lead that is now vacant. Let's say that lead gets the promotion, hypothetically. You have maintenance workers who had reported to that lead. And all I'm asking organizationally is, does it become maintenance supervisor, general lead, and maintenance workers reporting to that lead, who then reports to the maintenance supervisor?
Correct. It would
Okay.
essentially be a straight line.
Okay, that's all I was asking. So this would not be an additional FTE? The maintenance supervisor?
It would be a new FTE position.
Okay, so then I'm back, sorry for all the questions.
Right.
But
FTE,
back.
Full-time employee. Okay.
What? Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
so-
saying.
Yeah. So if you hired external, you would have a maintenance supervisor, 2 leads. then
And
full-time.
therefore, that would be an additional FTE, additional cost to the general fund.
It would not be an additional cost to the general fund because it would be a maintenance supervisor. So it would go enterprise.
Oh, enterprise, okay. Oh, enterprise, okay.
Yes.
Didn't look at that. Very good. You're done, okay.
I have a few questions. I went out to the cleanup the other day and I was just thinking in my head and I did think about how unbalanced it was. I wish I had Parks and Recreation Director, his definition, because how does he come into play? I know that he's supposed to oversee parks.
The recreation or NOFO?
Director. Yeah, previously the maybe 2 directors ago, I always seen them on the parks working directly with maintenance. Does that take out the parks out of his director position? Or what does that look like? How would he work alongside?
So he is the recreation manager. So there's no,
Wow,
Yeah, pulls that out.
that's
Yeah.
what it was.
You're under that super.
Interesting, okay. But so he leads the Parks and Recreation Commission.
correct.
Got it. Okay, so then he would have to work with I guess.
He,
just
he
sharing
would do
that
the same thing he
information.
does now, work
Okay.
in hand with the parks and facilities guys.
Okay.
Gene, anything?
No.
We good? Is there a? We need an org chart, so. Yeah.
But you know, once we have everything structured properly,
Okay.
it's 100% on the way. I
Okay.
promise.
Well, tomorrow you'll have one if we approve this resolution. Is there a motion to adopt resolution 2026-18?
I'll make a motion to adopt resolution number 2026-18.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Excuse me, Councilmember Costa Junior,
Aye.
Councilmember Fernandez,
Aye.
Councilmember Villegas.
Aye.
And Mayor Julian.
Aye, the resolution passes. Thank you, David.
Good.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Please say my name. I don't know if I missed that. Did you say my name?
Did I skip?
I'm
you,
not too sure.
Christina?
Oh, okay.
I was reading.
Sorry.
Okay.
So sorry,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so
And
it
Councilmember
fails,
Hernandez,
okay.
sorry about that.
Aye.
They're all ayes. Sorry about that. I was reading too. Next item is future agenda items.
We are looking at bringing a street renaming,
Okay,
May 12th. That's kind of the plan.
you were talking about
Yeah.
Calle Cesar Chavez?
Oh, yeah. I just want to make sure that
Yeah,
I didn't know it was on here.
and I think, I thought I
missed
saw
that
it
page.
somewhere. It is somewhere, renaming Cesar Chavez, that's next. But I know that there's ramification in terms of address changes and things like that, what the significance is gonna be.
Yeah, you know, luckily, well, I guess luckily, it only affects like 14 properties or 14 addresses.
Was that okay?
It's a fairly short road, so. And I think it's mostly the end right there by the O'Connell Park, like
Mhm.
right there. Then I think that's
Right.
the biggest. It's like 4 homes and then that complex.
Yeah, Riverview, yeah.
Can we let those folks in those homes know that we'll be talking about that on May 12th, so they have the opportunity to come
Yeah,
specifically?
absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Cinco, any update in regards to the vacant commercial building?
As a matter of fact, yes, I'm still trying to get the city's building official and Patrick, Captain Schmidt, to sit down in a room or via Zoom together, and we can come up with the necessary legal framework to establish the fee, and then we can move forward. Because that's what's stopping this. We right now we have like $100 annual registration fee, which is woefully inadequate, both to recover the city's costs when they do the annual inspections and to serve as any kind of quote unquote deterrent. We could just come up with a number, but that would be wildly illegal because we would be focusing on the criminal deterrent aspect of this rather than trying to recoup our costs. So we have to have a legal justification. And I've just had some logistical difficulties getting the people that can help me do that together. So I just sent an email out today to try to get that going.
Thank you for that update.
You know, I noticed Phil, on the Veterans Building MOU that we're working on that now,
Yes, we are.
but you still have Rancho Guadalupe Historical Society that uses the building and also the AA group that uses it.
Yes,
So
that will be included obviously in any, we'll have our own
they'll have their own.
policy.
Yeah, okay.
The MOU that we I originally drafted when we were in litigation is going to be considerably shorter
Right.
based on the
right,
notes that you provided me
Right.
that you shared with your informal meeting with the veterans.
Right. Okay,
I just also want to just comment, excuse me, the cannabis tax ordinance is not in my control. It's HDL is working on that.
Okay.
I'm hopeful that it will be on that agenda, because otherwise it's going to probably have to go on the 26th or definitely the first meeting in June at the latest, but that's kind of cutting it close. So I hope it can go on in May, but if it's not there, I want you to understand that's not in my control.
Santa Maria Sun really covered it. If you look at that, they're verbatim of what they're trying to do. Yes, please.
On the May 26th, it indicates there's going to be the budget workshop for 26-27. In a regular meeting, will we only have the budget information because that tends to be lengthy, or will there be other items?
Well, that's why I mentioned about the cannabis ordinance. That may have to get kicked to that, which I understand we want to avoid. But it's about getting that done in time. So, because there's hard deadlines with the elections. So I'll look at that. I hope to not have any, I mean, I personally hope that that's not on there, but I just wanted to say that it is, it's not it won't be my fault entirely.
What we can do is if it gets kicked to the 26th is we could split the budget and maybe go over, general fund and then enterprise separately. Just to kind of ease up on some time a little bit. But fingers crossed, HDO, they made it sound like maybe it could be done fairly quick because there's not a lot of,
Yeah. I think we can get the ordinance and then we can do cleanup stuff. That's our current ordinance later. We can kick that down the road. So that'll save some time. I'm hopeful, but I just didn't want to commit to that date because I don't know.
All right. Announcements, council activity committee reports, Ms. Villegas? Nope. Jean?
I attended the Guadalupe McKenzie Jogathon and I got to cheer on the students there. They were really happy. Also just want to mention if you're able to support the Kiwanis, they have some upcoming events this week.
Yeah, you good? Okay. Got just a few announcements. We did it was funny because the cleanup, this Saturday was a community cleanup. We spent a lot of time on the Vets Plaza. And then we need to hit that more often. And there's a group that actually went along Olivera Street all the way to the liquor store. What's it? Royce. And there's a couple bags and Rudy picked them up today. He was off yesterday. So there was, in the parking lot, we left about 10 bags of stuff. And then he picked a couple of other bags up. The town doesn't look that bad if you're in terms of litter. So, but anyway, it was positive. Olivera Street behind where, oh, yeah. I saw just the other day, yesterday, in fact, today, a trailer, a little utility trailer, but I didn't see anything, didn't really think to look at it, so. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, okay. Maybe we should let Bill know what's going on, so. Can you let Bill know, David, please? Okay, is there
Mr. Mayor, I apologize for
Okay.
barging in, but I wanted to get back to Councilmember Furness. I haven't answered your question. It was pretty easy to find the answer. The answer is no, because the council has removal authority over that's enough to disqualify. But if you ever wanted to get off the council, all you had to do is become a Rec and Parks Commissioner, because under the law, you would forfeit the office of council to do that. So we're not advising that.
I'm just an IT person at
Yes.
the Rec and Parks meetings, so
That's fine.
okay, thanks.
The other thing, I apologize, the council, I was on the spot trying to give an answer to the gentleman during community development. I actually looked at the incorrect section on our code about appeals or code enforcement related matters. The appeals apply only for compliance orders, which relate to property nuisances that somebody can fix.
He's still here. You can,
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah.
I will talk to him afterwards,
Okay.
also, but, I was going to say that I was going to, tell you this and that I would personally call him. But I don't have to. I'll just talk to him after the meeting, but I'll tell him right now what I'm telling them what I'm going to say right now to you all. Because it was an administrative citation, it's a different chapter of the code. There's no appeal to the council for that.
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn? Gene?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All ayes. Thank you all.